Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, guys, several updates, several stories for you. Remember, as always, to stay tuned here on the channel on YouTube, because August is here. It's going to be crazy, guys. We have almost 4 or 5 weeks full of crazy news and crazy stories. Actually, 4 weeks full of crazy stories. And so, remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, be part of the family, and let me start today from Paris. We need to start from Paris because it's the center of the transfer market. Paris Saint-Germain have been quiet after winning back-to-back Champions League. Incredible job. Nasser Al-Khelaifi, Luis Campos, Luis Enrique, all together. Perfect club in this moment. We can just spend good words for Paris Saint-Germain because what they've been building recently has been perfect. There is no other word needed. But after winning the Champions League in that final against Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain started preparing the future. They were very quiet, working on the outgoings, signing Lucas Digne as new left-back from Aston Villa, and then now attacking the market. Don't forget the outgoings, because they generated big money. 38 million euros plus 12 in easy add-ons from Juventus. Randal Kolo Muani, the latest signing for Juventus and the latest sale for Paris Saint-Germain. And we mentioned one. Gonzalo Ramos to AC Milan, 75 million euros guaranteed, 10 in add-ons. Kang Jin Lee to Atletico Madrid as well. So they are working a lot on the outgoings. The next one who will leave is probably Ibrahim Mbaye, another player seen as exit for this summer at Paris Saint-Germain. And then working on the outgoing, on the incomings, after the outgoings. Magnus Akliush from Monaco is going to be announced this week. The medical was not on Friday, not on Saturday, not today. The player is in Spain with his family. Will be back to Paris this week and will complete medical test and sign for 50 million euros. Akliush. Then, guys, Mika Götze to Paris Saint-Germain is getting close. It's very close. Paris Saint-Germain are making progress in negotiations with Ajax. Exclusive news out of nowhere. What I can tell you that one, that Paris Saint-Germain have sent an official bid to Ajax today. And it's 40 million euros plus 5 in add-ons. 45 million euros, exclusive update on the table. Ajax started at 60, so the distance is not that much, the gap is not that much. The expectation is to reach an agreement in the next days. Mika Götze said yes to Paris Saint-Germain, attracted by the club, attracted by the project. Mika Götze wants to go to PSG, the contract is ready, and so Mika Götze could be the next one, after Magnus Akliush and of course, Lucas Digne. And then, guys, don't forget Ferran Torres. Don't forget Ferran Torres because Paris Saint-Germain are working on this file. Paris Saint-Germain have been in contact with the agents of Ferran Torres for the World Cup. So PSG started talking with the agents spoke to several clubs, Spanish clubs, English clubs, and Paris Saint-Germain. They had several conversations to explore the market. Why? Because Ferran has 1 year left on his contract with Barcelona. So they were discussing to try and understand the situation. And then, now, Paris Saint-Germain in concrete negotiations over contract details with the agents of Ferran, and Barcelona don't want to sell Ferran Torres. So that's an important point. Barcelona doors are closed. They want to continue with Ferran. But the message is, if Ferran Torres decides to leave and decides to communicate to Barcelona, okay, I want to leave the club, in that case, Barcelona could open doors to Paris Saint-Germain. So PSG Ferran is absolutely a topic to follow in the next days. And then, apart from this, the goalkeeper, guys. Because for the goalkeeper, Paris Saint-Germain are working hard, and Paris Saint-Germain could add 1 more player to the squad. The Japan national team goalkeeper in Italy is playing for Parma, and is Zion Suzuki. Juventus had the bid rejected for him. Juventus were also trying to sign Dibu Martinez, but it's considered too expensive. Now Vicario is a concrete option for Juventus from Tottenham, where he's not going to stay at the club. And now Paris Saint-Germain for Zion Suzuki are going very strong. Exclusive news, Paris Saint-Germain sent an official proposal to Parma over the weekend. 33 million euros package, add-ons included. This is what PSG are offering Parma for Zion Suzuki. The conversation is underway. So Paris Saint-Germain are working on this one. Paris Saint-Germain feel that the player is getting open to the move, not because Suzuki would reject PSG. Let me explain this. It's not that Parma goalkeeper, with all due respect, is rejecting Paris Saint-Germain. That's not the case. Is that Suzuki would like to have guarantees on the opportunity to play, or at least to compete for a place. And now at PSG there is Safonov, there is Chevalier, there is Longoni, so there are several goalkeepers. So Suzuki wants to understand the plan, what kind of plan PSG have for him. But obviously he's attracted by the project. In the recent hours, Suzuki is more and more open to joining Paris Saint-Germain. So watch out for this one, because PSG are working hard also for Zion Suzuki. Bradley Barcola. Next week, new contacts prepared between Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain for Bradley Barcola. It's not a surprise if you follow the channel, one of the biggest exclusives of the summer. When all people say that Barcola was untouchable for Paris Saint-Germain, I was coming here and telling you, Liverpool are there for Barcola. Liverpool will try for Barcola. Now it's time to make it happen on club side. Because the player, Barcola, wants to go to Liverpool. Barcola is more than open to joining Liverpool project. Now it's on club to club. The conversations will continue next week. My feeling, this is not going to be something imminent. So I don't expect that he will go on Monday or on Tuesday. There is still work to do between Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain. So there is a possibility this is going to be a saga in this summer transfer window, but this depends on Liverpool, on how much they want to spend. Paris Saint-Germain are open to negotiating, but at their conditions, expensive deal. So negotiations are going to take place for Barcola, but don't forget that the player wants to go to Liverpool, and that Liverpool consider Barcola their top target. On Liverpool, guys, also wanted to mention, it's not a surprise for you if you're following the channel, that Cody Gakpo is a target for Tottenham. It's a name I've been mentioning here several times for Tottenham Hotspur. I told you, keep an eye on Cody Gakpo, because Gakpo is a target for Tottenham. Tottenham had contacts with the agency representing Cody Gakpo. Tottenham liked the player and believe he could be the right addition for Roberto De Zerbi. Now depends on the price. So these two stories, Barcola, Liverpool, and Gakpo, Tottenham, really depend on the price, because Liverpool are not pushing Gakpo out. Liverpool are very happy with Cody Gakpo. So the only way to change the story and to let Gakpo go to Tottenham and to open doors, because so far Liverpool never wanted to open doors. Even during the World Cup and the whole month of July, Liverpool were insisting on keeping Cody Gakpo. The only way to open doors is if Tottenham present a really good financial proposal. In that case, if the player wants to go, could change the stance. So let's follow the Gakpo story, but Liverpool are not pushing the player out. So let me say, this is not a guaranteed deal. This is something that is being discussed, but is not guaranteed, because for Liverpool, Gakpo is still an important player. This would be in addition of Savinho. Savinho wants to go to Tottenham. Savinho is a top target for Tottenham. Savinho is pushing to go to Tottenham. Told Manchester City, let me go. Exclusive update for the week. And now Tottenham remain in conversation with Man City for Savinho. So Dillon for Savio. It would be Savio and one more. And then, guys, just a quick one. Many questions if Ferran Mendy can terminate his contract at Real Madrid. There are some rumors coming from Spain. My information, guys, on this one is that those close to Ferran Mendy deny any kind of contract termination imminent. Then, if it's going to happen later on, I will let you know. But at the moment, Ferran Mendy is not negotiating with Real Madrid any contract termination. So, let's see what happens. Obviously, the player is injured, so we have to wait and see. But it's going to be one of the stories to follow on these, guys, and much more. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon. Ciao!